Shalom, giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, and double honors unto the elder apostles and elder bishops at Great Millstone. Salutations to the elect. This is your brother, Ra'ai Bayamian, here to share another lesson. Ba'ashem Kakadash. And title of this lesson is You Can Never Live Peacefully with Esau, Edom, the so-called white race. Alright, as we're gonna read. I may play the video if I can. And as we're gonna read, you'll see another case, right, where Esau, Edom, man or woman, does something to disrupt Jake's peace, right? And you may think that we are in 2026, racism should be a thing of the past. We have came so far as a people, this, that, and the other, but you don't understand who your enemies are, right? Throughout history, our nation has always had enemies. Hittites, those are Africans, all right? The Philistines. We have always had enemies. King David knew who his enemies were. Yahushua knew who his enemies were, right? Under Roman rule at the time of Jerusalem, right? King Solomon knew who his enemies were, right? How come you don't know who your enemies are at this particular point? So I ain't gonna keep it too long. I'm read this article, share scriptures, and close it out. Separate yourself from this man, man. Just because someone may look like the so-called white man, like this weather guy right here, does not always mean that they're Edomite. A lot of our people is gonna come looking like them, but the spirit that is in the particular individual is a Jake, because our people have been scattered, right? Just trying to put that out there, that not all Edomite looking individuals are Edomites, but we try the spirit by the spirit. Right? Put in New York Post, it says Florida teacher allegedly hanged doll of black child by neck to get her students' attention. It was wrong and racist, by Kathleen McCormick. A Florida middle school teacher was canned after she reportedly hung a black baby doll by its neck, shocking her rambunctious students in a horrifying bid to get their attention. Now, where did she learn that from? She learned that from her fathers, and they learned that from their fathers before them, which were probably slave owners. Karen Savage, see the name? Now, these older Edomite women, they have the nickname Karen, being known for causing disruptions, not only to black people, but just in public, wherever they go. This says Karen Savage, an arts teacher at Barrington Middle School in Lutic, was seen clinching a black wire around a doll's neck during class on Monday, and then chucking it over a hanging flat screen television. Alright, there's a woman right there, says she was fired. Savage, 63, left the door dangling in front of her shell-shocked students. Says one of her students, Noah Carter, recorded the tail end of the jarring ordeal, and there's an image right there. So that is how they feel about you, Jakes. And with DJ Trump in office, they feel emboldened to show their their racism, right? Even though they are being chastised by and targeted actually by the economic woes, right, of this country, all right, forced upon them by the elite Edomites of this society. But this is how they feel about you. And this is why, we tell you to never trust your enemies. Alright, I'll grab that in the book of Sirach. But this is going to be an end. Jake, if you keep trusting this man, especially during the time of Jacob's trouble. Esau's words are like smooth as butter. Never trust him. Do not trust him. This is Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. It says, to never trust an enemy, for like iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Right? And there's the part that he's actually good at. Though he humble himself and go crouching, he had to good heed of him, be circumspect, right? Don't turn your back on him. And beware of him. And though thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his wrath had not altogether been wiped away. So though he may put on an act and it may look like, this man changed, man. You understand? He is still the same wicked individual. It says, set him not by thee, lest when he had overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember thy words and be pricked therewith, right? So, especially you Eves that like to be in relationships and stuff with these Edomites because of their wealth, you are going to be judged too as well for not knowing who your enemies are, right? And trusting in this individual. It says he told WTSP, right? The student Noah Carter. The teacher snatched the door from his student, and when nobody was paying attention, hung it from the television. So these people, they got demons on them, and the Most High made them crooked. Scriptures talk about who can make a thing straight that was made crooked, and the Most High made him perverse, right? So he could bring judgment on him. Let's get that real quick. Who can make a crooked thing straight? KJV. Let's see. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 13. It says, consider the work of Yahweh, for who can make that straight which has been made crooked? And Esau has been made crooked at first, right? Esau is the left hand side with his wickedness, and Jake, through Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, is made upright, on the right hand side. Let's see. It says, everybody started telling her it was wrong, and a racist to do that. Carter, 14, said. So even the 14-year-old had more sense than her 63-year-old lass. But when you're wicked, it doesn't matter how old you are, man. You're just gonna continue in your wickedness until you die, or until the Most High judge you. It says, and then she said it was a joke. No, it wasn't a joke. It was serious. In these last days, during Jacob trouble, they're gonna be killing Jake left, right, and center, man. It's gonna be crazy, right? And they'll let you know that it's not a joke then, It says the student claimed that Savage followed him when he tried to report her to the student affairs office, then talked over him as he recounted what happened. It was really disturbing, Carter added. I hope that she's not allowed to teach again, because she shouldn't be allowed to teach if she does things like that. His mother, Nina Williams, posted a now viral video he captured on social media. Look at the photo, look at the video. When the children called out this blatant, disgusting act of hate and asked why she hung that doll by its neck, she laughed it off. Her excuse to our kids was that she did it to get their attention. As an adult, I mean, she knew better, and there's other ways to get children's attention. Williams Fume on Facebook said, "This is not a classroom management tool. This is straight up hate and trauma being weaponized in front of our children in a place where they are supposed to be safe." Right? And Eva made the mistake of trusting her children, her seeds, or rather the seed of the man, Jake, into the hands of these Edomites. Right? It says Savage was initially removed from the classroom pending an internal probe, but the Hillsborough County Schools District confirmed she was fired on Wednesday. It says Williams told WTSP that she's considering taking legal action against the district, and that brings us to the end of the article. Let's see if we can watch the video before. You know what? Before I play the video, I'll end with the script here and close it out with the video. And this is the book of Ezekiel. The 35th chapter and the 5th verse. It says, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and thou hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end." And when you go into that word perpetual, it says continuing forever, indefinitely. Continuing forever, indefinitely, or occurring so frequently that it feels unbroken. Right, so the hatred Esau has for you is continuing forever until Yahweh Shai comes to restore judgment, to restore order, right, to his judgment. All right. So, and that time that they're talking about of their calamities, when the Israelites, they suffered a lot of death and exile when the Babylonians, invaded and destroyed Jerusalem around, is that 586 BC, right? What Esau did, he sided with the Babylonians, and the escaping Israelites, he caught them and he handed them over to the Babylonians, to be slaughtered and stuff too. So he was treacherous back then, and he is treacherous now. So rather than in that situation helping his neighbors, his brethren, right, he seek to, betray them, and he has that perpetual hatred for you today, and it's still fuming, and it's hot, and it's waiting. They're waiting for it to be quenched. All right. So guide yourself through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. This man is not to be trusted. He is your enemy. Alright, and if you don't accept it, then Most High may use that. May use his Esau Edom's false friendship to draw you out and take you out, man, as part of your judgment. Alright, so Lord willing, this quick lesson was edifying unto the elect, and it caused you to help identify thy enemy and a major source of thy problems and affliction here in Babylon, aka America, in these last days. This is your brother Rabbi Yamya. Until next time, shalom.